We're live. All right, so tonight I'm going to do what I promised to do last time, and that is get into the holiday gift guide. So what I got here is I've picked up some things in my collection from different boutique genre labels that I do recommend, and we're going to be looking at stuff from like Scream Factory, from 88 Films, from Code Red, from we're looking at a couple of things from Arrow, a couple of things from Criterion, some different companies, and maybe along the way you guys can give me some ideas. I'll also mention a few things that I don't have here in my collection that you might actually be able to pick up or might be interested in picking up yourself. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to look into dive a bit into my library. I've actually prepared a tiny bit and gotten some stuff out to show you guys that hopefully something's going to hit basically on one of the things that you're looking for somebody. So if you're looking for somebody for like Western, if you're looking for like Giallo, if you're looking for action adventure, if you're looking for just something weird and crazy, we'll be looking at that stuff too. So I'm here in Nova Scotia, and today was super rainy, really slushy that, so I get to work. Quick story, and it's so wet, my pants are drenched. So I run to Walmart and actually pick up these here. Oh, this is my Halloween shirt. These Superman pants, which are also super comfy, so that works in two ways. And if you're there, please say hi. I would appreciate that. And if you're new to the movie club, definitely let yourself be known, because the people here tend to be pretty active in the chatter. Hey, how's it going? No, I'm not. It's not that kind of club. It's not a movie club after dark type of thing. So what I'm going to look at tonight is I'm going to look at like a lot of different stuff, a lot of different companies. I may think up some other stuff along the way. You guys can tell me what you think of some of these ideas. So we'll start in no particular order. I'm just going to go with some of these stuff that I do think came out from thanks, that I do think people should pick up. So first off, I thought I'd go with the Shout Select releases, the ones that I got. Now, recently Valley Girl came out by Shout Select. If that's not on your list, it's on mine. Hey Scholar, that's one that I do recommend. It's a really kind of a cool movie. I did like Valley Girl, so if you've never seen Valley Girl, that's in the Shout Select lineup right now. Now these are some earlier Shout Selects, but I thought they were worthy of a mention, and that if you don't have them in your collection, definitely they're ones to look for getting either for yourself or asking for, or getting someone else to get for Christmas, depending on what they like. So if they're kind of an action fan, if they like kind of thrillers, this is a really good one. This is one of my favorite films, and this is Nighthawks. Now, although Sly Stallone's name is definitely paramount right there in the top, old Nick Cage, right on. Valley Girl is old Nick Cage. That Rutger Hauer is the guy that you're going to be watching here. This is his first like film in North America that Rutger Hauer made, and he really steals the show. And there's some great behind the scenes like interviews on here as well that actually talks about the fact that Rutger Hauer was such a scene stealer that it kind of unnerved Stallone, and he had like scenes rewritten to kind of give him more of the focus in the film. Rutger Hauer does not play a one-dimensional bad guy in this. He does a really great job. So if you haven't seen Nighthawks, if you have not picked this up yet, Christmas is coming up. It's a great one to pick up if you don't have it. It's a great one to ask for, and it's a great one to get for anybody that likes really kind of cool, tense thrillers, because this is a really well done one. Next up is kind of a film noir style one, and it goes in a different direction. So if you were big on noir November and you kind of like really got into that, or you're thinking about getting into it next year, and you wish list, awesome. It's this double feature right here, and it's Robert Mitchum, and Robert Mitchum is probably one of the best known actors for film noir, and this is kind of here we go with Farewell My Lovely, The Big Sleep. So Mitchum plays Philip Marlowe, but he plays an older Philip Marlowe, and it works. It works that Mitchum is older. It works, and they don't like hide the fact this is not one of those things where you see an older actor and it's obvious he's playing like a younger actor's role. No, the character is aged, and it does fit well within both the storylines. This is a fantastic double feature. If you haven't picked it up, it's definitely worth picking up. Farewell My Lovely and The Big Sleep. Next up is one that I gotta recommend. I don't know if this one is still available. This one was one of the ones that went out of print. So if you can find it, definitely pick it up. And that is Bruce Lee: Return of the Dragon. Now, all four of the Bruce Lee films that aren't Enter the Dragon, hey there, Kenneth, were put out by Shout Select. I've only gotten 2 of them, but definitely if you're a fan of Bruce Lee, if you're a fan of Chuck Norris, and you want to see like a what on the double feature. So we got a new interview with the actress Sarah Miles on here for The Big Sleep. The Big Sleep on location includes a brief interview with the director Michael Winner, and everybody knows how Michael Winner did the Death Wish 2 and movies like that. That's Michael Winner. Maximum Jabowski at Murder One interview, The Big Sleep vintage featurettes, and there's theatrical trailers for both of the films. And it is like on one disc, but it is only 2 films, so you know, obviously not a bad setup at all. I do recommend it. It is a really good one. If you do get it, let me know what you think of it. Now, let me hitch with the cast. So that might help. So aside from Robert Mitchum, in For Where Am I Lovely, we got Charlotte Rampling, Sylvia Miles, John Arlen, Harry Dean Stanton, and Stallone. In the Big Sleep, we're looking at like again Sarah Mills, James Stewart, Candy Clark, Oliver Reed, Joan Collins, Edward Fox, and John Mills. It's a pretty star-studded cast, and it's star-studded in all the right ways. So I do recommend that you check that out. One that's not a Shout Select, but it is a Shout release, and that was the release he did of Death Wish 2. Now, Death Wish 2, often known as that sleazy Death Wish film, is actually really fun, and it does have both versions of the film on here. So we get the theatrical and the uncut one on here. We get a new audio commentary with author Paul Talbot, who wrote Bronson's Loose, the making of the Death Wish films. Of course, this is a Canon film, you know, Golden Globus one. So it's always fun. It's got that kind of like that camp value put in there. And they couldn't make this any more sleazier if they tried. Only maybe putting David Hess in the film. Damn it, you know what? That makes me wish that there would have been a Death Wish movie that had David Hess as a bad guy. How cool would that have been? Death Wish, Bronson against Hess. Come on, don't you want that now? Don't you want a virtual, don't you want some kind of like alternate reality where that kind of happened? Where we're kind of like there's a Mandela effect and Charles Bronson starred in a Death Wish movie with David Hess. I so want that to be a thing. They're both gone now, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Charles Bronson and David Hess, but I really wish that would have been something that would have came out. Why did nobody think of that? You've got David Hess, who plays the ultimate like sleazy bad guy. You've got Michael Winner, who makes these like super sleazy films, and you got Charles Bronson, who's really good in this stuff. It kind of seems like a no-brainer. So let's get into like some. First, I have one. No, I've got 2 crossover with Bronson. Bruce Willis crossover with Bronson. Bronson would kick his butt. You know that, right? I got 2 Code Reds to show you here, and numbers 27 and number 13. So if you don't have these, I do recommend these. Yeah, we do need these made, but unfortunately, we need a time machine as well to get these guys back. So we got Cutthroats 9 here. Again, if this is an earlier one. If you don't have it, I do recommend it. It's a Western. It's a brutal Western. It's done much like a spaghetti Western. It's a Spanish Western. If you've never seen it, no, going in, you know, this is a pretty bloody Western, but it's a good Western, and I think it's highly underrated. A lot of people, unfortunately, don't know this one, but I do recommend checking it out. When me and Jace do our video on Westerns, I'll ask Jace what he thinks about Cutthroats 9. I think he's going to have a positive response on it. It did, actually. They're hard to get, and I'll be honest with you, I've got Code Red releases thanks to some viewers like James that I was able to get stuff like that. And some other people that I've known over the years. Now, House on the Edge of the Park. This is a favorite of mine. Just talking about David Hess a minute ago. Here is one right here. This is, for me, David Hess's best work. House on the Edge of the Park. Yeah, I do like it better than Last House on the Left. I do think this is the best one that he did, even better than Hitchhike. House on the Edge of the Park is my favorite. So now this, again, this is a revenge, the rape revenge type of film. So if that's not something that you're into, definitely it's not going to be something that you're going to want to pick up. Hess can be pretty brutal in his films, and he does a good job playing a real sleazeball in this one here. And you got, hey Rich, how's it going? We're looking at some different stuff here. So 2 Code Reds that I recommend you check out. I've got some other ones to check out that I would put on recommendation. I want to watch them first. I'm actually got a bunch of movies that I got recently from James. I did 2 videos on them, and I'm waiting when my better half goes out of town. I'm actually going to be like binging, so then maybe we'll do a 3rd list. Okay, well, now I got some Scream Factory stuff here. I tried to stay away from like a lot of the regular stuff that you're going to see people say like Day of the Dead and all that type of stuff. I'm putting some kind of different, unique Scream Factory releases. So first off is, you ever feel like your job is crap, or you're going to school and you feel like really crappy, like you're the most picked on person or the most like put upon person that you know? Boxing Elena, I don't know. Boxing Elena I have not seen, Rich, since it's been on VHS. I don't even, did that get a DVD release even? I would love to see like it is a morose movie, but I wouldn't mind seeing like a release. That's Julian Sands, right? If I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it's Julian Sands. But if you ever felt like totally picked upon, watch Evil Speak. You will feel like you are the least picked upon person in the world. Because Clint Howard's character in Evil Speak, man, does this guy get picked on. Oh man, everybody hates Clint Howard's character in Evil Speak. His teachers, his classmates, pretty much everybody. And Clint Howard can play a pretty hateable guy at times. This is a really fun film. It's super cheesy. The effects are really, really bad, but it's a blast to watch. Sherilyn Fenn, yeah, perfect, yeah. Carlos, I don't know if you're saying I love that movie, but Boxing Elena or Evil Speak. But I'm going to imagine it's Evil Speak, because Evil Speak is awesome. Super cheesy film. Next up is one that I've recommended before on here. Was that one of your first Scream Factory you ever got? Video Nasty here in the UK. Really? I can sort of see it. Haven't seen. Oh, cool. So this is one that I recommended to people that a lot of people hadn't known about, and they did pick up, and I super proud of that. And that is Death Valley. So if this one is still passed on your radar, really seriously pick this one up. This is a really good thriller. Steve McCaddy's in this one here. He does a great job. Peter Billingsworth, of course. And if you're a fan of the original Puppet Master movie, what's his name again? Paul, my God. Paul Le Mat. Yeah, Paul Le Mat's in this one. A great cast, great film. Fantastic little thriller. Moves at a quick pace. I wouldn't say moves at a really, really quick pace, but it takes its time to develop the characters enough so that you do care about what's happening to the characters in this film. If you haven't checked out Death Valley, it's a Scream Factory one that a lot of people missed out on, and this is your chance. Grab it while this one's still available. Yeah, that is a kid from a Christmas Story. And if you liked Ralphie in that, then you're definitely going to like him in this one here when he's getting chased by a psychotic killer. It's actually a really good suspenseful film, so if you haven't checked it out, it's a good one to check out. And I do recommend, if you're into thrillers, definitely pick that up. Ready for some real cheese, like some serious like fromage. And this is the double feature Ghost House and Witchery. So Ghost House legitimately scared me when I was younger. It did. It freaked me out. The clown doll freaked me out. Clowns used to freak me out. The music and the sound in the film used to legitimately freak me out. These both are, of course, of the La Casa series that came out in Italy, which is kind of like an unofficial sequels to The Living Dead, to The Evil Dead. And Witchery. What is Witchery? Witchery is fun as hell. We got like David Hasselhoff and Linda Blair in this one here. We got the Hoff and Linda Blair. So if that's not enough to make you watch this film, I don't know what is, because it is super cheesy. It's super fun. Hey, Kubrick lover. We're doing like kind of a holiday gift guide here. If you haven't got this, Kubrick lover, I recommend it. It's not Kubrick, but it's pretty cool. So sometimes I find that after Christmas, you want to have that one Christmas gift that kind of like hits like that specific time. New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. So what's the perfect Scream Factory to get on Christmas time to amp you up for New Year's, get ready for Boxing Day? Shriek Show DVD. Oh, hey Rowdy, how's it going? And that is New Year's Evil. If you have not seen this movie, it is actually better than it looks. The killer has the most inane, stupid idea for killing people that you can imagine. What's really neat here is that they introduce the final girl in the film, but instead of focusing on her, they decide to focus on the killer. And the killer, let's just say, he's not exactly the smoothest killer that's out there. So it's really cool to see him do the stuff that he does. But he tries to kill people on every timeline. Oh, the Maniac release I do strongly recommend, along with the zombie release that came out just recently as well. To New Year's Evil? Actually, no, there was never a sequel to this one, to New Year's Evil. Hey, Leroy. Hey, Murdersville, how's it going? Releases that people should pick up for. So New Year's Evil, if you don't have it, definitely pick it up. It's a good one to watch on Christmas, and it's again evil. Once you see the movie, you'll understand exactly why I'm saying it like that. Sticking on the cheesy stuff. Hey Leroy, how's it going? I did recommend, by the way, just so you know, I did put some Bruce Lee in there in an early part of the recommendation. So next up is Hellhole. Hellhole is one I seriously really liked a lot better than I thought I was going to. Even though they did have Judy Landers in there, and she was the one person that must have had a no nudity clause, because she's not nude in the film, and I was really surprised about that. But it's a great film. It's a I like that. I like that. Mr. Illusion's my dad. A great cast too, by the way. We got Edie Williams in this one here. Richard Cox is in here. A great turn by Ray Sharkey. Fantastic little film. Diane Thorne actually is unseeable in this. You won't recognize her. But definitely check it out. Hellhole. If you like women in prison movies, this is one of the better ones. And because I wanted to put something cheesy and fun and freaky in there, I thought the Ghoulies double feature is kind of fun. Ghoulies isn't that great of a movie, to be totally honest with you. It has an early role by Mariska Hargitay from Law and Order SVU, so if you want to see her with 80s like puffed up hair, this is the movie to see it in. Christmas that I've had. Haven't we all? And Ghoulies 2, though, is much more fun. But both of these films are definitely worth to watch. It's a good double feature. Not a lot of special features. A few, though, like auto commentaries, a couple of interviews on there. So some different stuff. Now, I just wanted to put a couple of the Scream Factory. Well, they have released 3 and 4. I would like to see 3 and 4 get released. And at this point, they really should. I mean, like the Critters box that's been released. By the way, there's another one. Ghoulies Go to College, right on. That's part 4. The Critters box set from Scream Factory is another great one to pick up. I don't have either one of them, but I would recommend either of the Paul Naschy collection box sets. Both of those are great sets to pick up, as is the Larry Fessenden. If you like indie horror, then the Larry Fessenden set is a good one as well. And if you have got the Larry Fessenden set, oh cool. Then Munchies, yeah. Then I do recommend you pick up Beneath from Scream Factory, which came out on its own before the Fessenden set was released. It actually is a really good Scream Factory one, and one that I recommend. When they got a lot of these IFC ones, Beneath is one of my favorites of that type. There were 4 Critters films in all. The first one is good. The second one, in my opinion, hey Sexy Monkey, is the best. So if you've never seen the Critters films, then I do recommend Munchies is coming. It is coming on Blu-ray then, so you're going to get all those. If you're getting that, make sure you get Hobgoblins from Vinegar Syndrome. By the way, it's also a real fun, cheesy one. So definitely check out the Critters box set. It's part 2 is the best in my opinion of all the 4 films. I do recommend also, if you can get your hands on it, if it's still available, Severin put out the Blood Island vacation set, the Blood Island quadrilogy, whatever you want to call it. Definitely worth picking up. I double dip sometimes. Like, it depends on the film. There are certain movies that I would double dip on if there's extra features and stuff. Obviously, certain ones I triple dip on if it's a really big film. I'm a huge fan of Black Christmas, but yet I don't have the Scream Factory Black Christmas. Although I do have like at least 1 or 2 copies of on DVD of Black Christmas and the Blu-ray Canadian exclusive of Black Christmas as well. And I will actually buy the Scream Factory one. I'm also a huge fan of Christmas horror films. So I've got at least 2 copies of Christmas Evil, 1 on Blu-ray and 1 on DVD. And I do have a couple copies of Silent Night, Deadly Night. And even though I have a couple copies of Silent Night, Deadly Night on DVD, I did ask to get for the Silent Deadly Night 1 and 2 for Christmas this year, so fingers crossed I'll get them. Carrie, again, the one you mentioned right there, yeah, that's one that I've actually triple dipped on. I had Carrie in its own in its own case on Blu-ray. I got a Carrie 3-pack on DVD, and I also picked up the Scream Factory edition of Carrie. And if I ever got to London, I would probably, and I saw it around, if it was there, I would probably pick up the Arrow edition as well. I'm just a huge fan of Brian De Palma and of the film Carrie. So here are 4 Scream Factory collector's editions. That's your favorite Christmas film? What's my second favorite film? I'd actually have to think about that, Kubrick Lover, because I've been so focused on what my favorite film is, and it truly is, that it's something I got to think about, and that is a really great question. So tell you what, I'll come back to you on that. Not tonight, but I will think about it. You gave me something to think about. Yeah, Black Christmas's 1974 edition is my favorite film of all time, and for many reasons. One, it's probably the best exploitation horror. It's the best film. It's one of the best horror films that I ever made in my humble consideration, and it made me actually look at films for the first time. It made me look at the camera work. It made me look at the actors. It made me look at the writing. It made me fall in love with cinema. So I don't think, and I'm actually looking forward to thinking about that. Hey, John Steele, how's it going, man? Your favorite came out in 1974 as well? Is your favorite film Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Because that's a near-perfect film, and that did come out in 1974. I'm along the lines of Dr. Woofula, who thinks that. So, Raising Cain. Again, like I just mentioned, I'm an De Palma fan. This is a really, really great edition. Bring the Head of Alfredo Garcia. You're in my cool book right now, because I mentioned that movie on here a lot. Definitely Raising Cain. If you don't have it, pick this up. It is a great film. A very underrated De Palma film. And one that they did a good job with on here. They did a really good job. There's like 2 versions of the film. We got the never before seen director's cut of the film. Scenes restored as originally intended. We got the theatrical version of the film on here as well. Yeah, Joe Bob Briggs, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And I would think that the Joe Bob Briggs character maybe came a bit out of his favorite film, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But yeah, Raising Cain, if you don't have it, guys, pick it up. Next up is Exorcist III. For me, this is one of the best sequels out there. It is a really, really good sequel. Yeah, Brad Dourif does a fantastic job in it. Originally called Legion, I think. I loved, and definitely based on the book Legion, right? Love this movie. George C. Scott, again, pick this up if you don't have it. If you got The Changeling recently, that either the Severin or the second sight edition of The Changeling, and saw what a great actor George C. Scott is, you might want to pick up Exorcist III. I'm guessing most people on here have picked this one up because it is a really great film. I'm going to do like closer to Christmas, in December, what I'm waiting for, reality, is I'm going to do a Christmas horror video, and we're going to look at like holiday horror. Next up is a kind of a holiday horror, one that came out on that I got last Christmas. Actually, I only got 1 Scream Factory last Christmas, and you know which one it was? You watch a lot of the nice stuff. See, I'm watching Black Christmas and Christmas Evil and stuff like that. But I do love, by the way, I grew up with It's a Wonderful Life. It's one of my favorite films. I'm not sure if it's one of my favorite Christmas films. Watch all those I mentioned. Nice. I do holiday horror thing, marathon. Misery. Misery is a fantastic film, and you know what? I'm really surprised that I didn't pick this up before. My better half actually found this in a Walmart, picked it up for me, and I had no idea that that she was going to get it. And I rewatched it. I hadn't seen it in a while, and I forgot how damn good this movie is. This movie is really good. I haven't seen the new Grinch film, so I really don't have like a Ron Howard's Grinch. Are we talking about the Jim Carrey one? Either way, whether it's the new one or the Jim Carrey one, it kind of gives a needless backstory to a character that really doesn't need it. The original Grinch cartoon is my favorite. I can watch the other ones when I'm in the right mood for them. Though don't ask me to watch Cat in the Hat, because that's up there with Things as one of the worst cinematic experiences. And Love Guru, Mike Myers, what were you thinking? Oh, Deadly Games. I'm not sure if I have. I'll check it out though. Oh, I do have Blowout, but if it's De Palma, I've probably got it. I'm a huge De Palma fan. You watch Home for the Holidays, you get special props for knowing about Home for the Holidays, because that is a really cool Thanksgiving one that a lot of people don't know about. Definitely, guys, you don't have Misery, pick it up. Fantastic film, fantastic release by Scream Factory, great transfer, great features. Definitely pick up. But one of my favorite ones, I'll give you a couple like Criterion recommendations in a minute there when as I get through here, is this one right here. Definitely grab Hell Night. This is one of the best releases Scream Factory put out, if not the best release in my opinion that they put out this year. Like I don't have a lot, but I didn't get a lot this year, but this one I had to pick up. The features on this are intensive, they're extensive, just incredible, great movie. Way underrated. I forgot how damn good this was. Great acting, great script in this one, and interviews with everybody on the film. So definitely check that out. It's this really, if you don't have this one in your Scream Factory collection, 100% pick it up. It is a great Scream Factory. So one of their best releases of the year. Much like the film Dolls was their best release of the year that came out when there's other ones coming out. Hey, Culture. I do recommend this one here. And there's some good stuff coming out. Like, for instance, if you're a big slasher fan, then of course there's Urban Legend and Urban Legend Final Cut. Final Cut, I think, is one that is underrated because it didn't deal as much with Urban Legends, but it took it in a different direction. And the ending for Final Cut is just killer, man. I just love that the last ending on Final Cut. So let's look into like a few of the releases here that I wanted to get into, and we will get into a couple like bigger box releases and stuff like that. Let me just open up my drink, and tonight we don't have a couple months. We have Fanta, and no bubbly tonight. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get it because it was super rainy out. I do want to pick up some bubbly this weekend because I miss it. But the only grape drink I can drink, because I bought this rainbow pack of Crush. Crushed grape sucks ass. Gotta go with Fanta. So first, here's a couple. The Italian Collection from 88 Films. Of course, this one here I strongly gotta recommend. And it's a great Italian. I know I'm gonna get the word wrong. Pizzati? Pizzati? I do remember Tab. I'm old enough that I remember all those old drinks. I remember Dr. Pepper when they were doing the. No, it's I'm his evil twin brother, but Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. If you've never seen this movie, see it. It's really actually a fun film. It's really good. Basically, you have these two cops. One of them played by Ray Lovelock, and in this one here, they're super like on the edge cops. They're almost criminals. Basically, it takes two criminal type characters to get bad guys this bad, and it's super fun. There's a lot of action, kind of super sleazy, and just really great. So, if you have never seen this movie, I do recommend it. Not a lot of features on it. I can't show you the back because there's nudity on the back of it. But definitely a must-see. There's one kind of comical scene in here where you can tell like what badass cops they are. in that they go to like they go to try and interview this girl, this young lady, and the one guy goes in and he seduces her, and well, the other guy kind of talks to the housekeeper, like that's there, kind of keeps her busy. Well, he goes in, he tries to get information from the girl who stars in Live Like a Man. Well, in this one here, we have like Mark Porrell and of course the great Ray Lovelock. If you don't know who that is, look him up. He did some great stuff back in the day. And Renato Salvatore, I think, is in this one as well. So it's actually a pretty good one. It's done by Rigario Diodato, by the way. So if you're a Diodato fan, definitely pick this up. So yeah, so one guy goes in and seduces her and he sleeps with her. And then the other guy, and then he comes out and he says he got the information he could get. Then the other guy goes in and seduces her as well. It's that type of film, but it's worth seeing. I'm not kidding. If you don't have the, I think this was a Severin or Synapse put this one out. If you're over in the UK, I do recommend this. It's a really cool one, and it is Burial Ground. A lot of you guys here, I'm sure, have this movie. It has the weird character, and it is strange, it is funny, and it is by the great Andrea Bianchi. That's probably right. The only way I can tell you to, I pronounce it, is wrong. that's our mom. Yeah, John Steele knows this movie. Burial Ground, his fun. It's a different zombie movie. It's hilarious. And there's this one really cool scene where the girl kind of sticks her head out the window and the zombies kind of lop. It's just really good. And the really weird kid, definitely a 10 crime film. Yeah, that's much easier to say. Definitely check out Burial Ground if you haven't. It's a really fun film. Here's one that I think Leroy is going to definitely agree with. And this is the 88 Films edition of this one. And I picked the first one, and that is American Ninja. I really do like Michael Dudikoff, and I do like American Ninja. But what really puts this one over the top is the special feature on here. There is like an 88-minute documentary on the American Ninja franchise on this one right here. So definitely one worth checking out. If you only got Westerns from the Italian collection, they got some really cool stuff on there. Hitchcock is another good one, which I do have to pick up down the road because I'm a big fan of David Hess. But American Ninja, this has a great documentary. Like, it's called Ninja Gaijin, Remembering a Classic Canon Franchise. It is a fantastic documentary. Do I remember? I don't have Pray for Death. I got to get that one, actually, and I did love that film. It was a lot of fun. I like Shokazuchi a lot. Oh, I'll probably fly to London to get a lot of. That sounds really pretentious. Oh no, it's just that it's close by. It's like 3 or 4 hours like flight. I'll probably like get some stuff shipped in. I'll kind of play around with it. I really don't know how long like shipping takes over in that area. But for a lot of it's going to be easier for me. Like if I'm in visiting my kids in Halifax, so I'm flying it that way to go into Sunrise or go somewhere like that, or get my kids to order some stuff for me. Or avail somebody, one of you guys, and and send you some money, get you to get some stuff for me. When it's the Bond stream, House of Blues, that looks to be hopefully when last time I was speaking with Jason here, it's going to be sometime in December when my better half is gone. We're going to do a Bond stream. We're going to do like a Western stream as well. Oh, it was filmed in your hometown, really? Nice. Refresh me on Tom Fontana, because the name sounds familiar and I don't know where I know it from, but I know it. American Samurai to get a good release. Was David Bradley in American Samurai? I can't remember again now, but definitely pick this up. The U.S. release is cut. Bond, James Bond. Oh yeah, I do plan on doing a Bond one. So I got a couple more to show you within this here. And next up is this one here, Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama. Has a UK's version of Tony Montana. Definitely fun. This was originally called The Imp, and Imp is, I guess, is definitely a better name for it. But love this release. Definitely check it out. A lot of features on here, by the way. Great stuff, and it's a really fun release. So if you've never seen this movie, it's got the Scream Queens, Linnea Quigley in here. We got Brinke Stevens in this movie. Just fantastically fun. Oh, David Bradley. I knew it was David Bradley. Thanks. I'm never quite sure. See, Leroy can confirm it there. And John Steele just said that this was fun, so there you go. I'll pick it up. That's cool. If I'm in the same like context as Alice Cooper, I really, really think that's awesome. One that I don't get to show a lot on here. It's a Kino release. This is I do recommend this one here. Is the Pete Walker collection. This is volume 2. There's some great films on here. I do recommend Pete Walker in general. He's a very good like English film director. If you like this kind of stuff. Flesh and Blood Show, Frightmare, House of Mortal Sins, and Home Before Midnight. Now the first volume is probably just a little bit better, but we also got like a couple like action movies on here as well. Man of Violence and The Big Switch. They're not that great, but there's one of them here, like Flesh and Blood Show, actually has a hidden like 3D sequence, which got to be seen. So the last in the 88 films category, I decided to pick out a couple slasher classics to show you guys that I think are fun that some people may have passed up on. Hey, Gory Corey. And that is, you came in for the gory part, Splatter University. This is a horribly bad film, but it's a horribly bad film in the way that you're going to want to watch it over and over again. The Marx Brothers, I don't think it is out of print. If it is, I'm going to kick myself because that's one that I really want to get. I'm a huge Marx Brothers fan. I think it's still available. Can anybody actually verify if the Marx Brothers set is still available or not? Is this one all region? A lot of their features are all region. I'll just check for you. Yeah, this one here is all region. And this has 2 movies on it. So Splatter University is a fun, cheesy little film. Man, Charlie Brown Christmas wins for me all the time. I just love that film. I just love that. I quit Boy Scouts because I missed Charlie Brown Christmas one year. True story. There's actually a better film called What Frightens You on here by the same director. But the cheesy fun one is Splatter University. Definitely worth checking out. Next up is I brought in like I showed you guys the classic Sorority Babes of the Slimeball Bowl-orama. Let's say you got that. Say you got that and you got Nightmare Sisters. Oh, the Carry On films. I love the Carry On films. I'm a huge fan of the Carry On series. I've actually got a few of them over there, a few of the box sets back from when Zellers was around here in Canada. They had a few like Carry On box sets here. So Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, a lot of fun, super cheesy. If you got the Slime Bowl, Bowl-orama, if you got Nightmare Sisters, you got to have Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. And why have this release? Why have this release in particular? Oh, M.R. James Christmas Stories, BFI release. I do recommend that one, guys. I don't have that one yet myself. It's one that I do want to get, and it's a great Christmas release because it has a cool thing on the back, and as a special feature, it has Linnea Quigley's horror workout tape. So not only do you get this one here, which with some cool features, you also get Linnea Quigley's horror workout tape, which John knows all about here, which has like a commentary all of its own as well. So definitely check this one out. Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Now here's a Mondo Macabre that you gotta have for Christmas, and that is Don't Open Till Christmas. This is a fun little like British horror film done by, and the only way to get this is through Mondo Macabre. Now you'll see this box. This movie has been put out by a couple other cheaper companies, what I would call bootleg companies, and the transfer on those versions are horrible. Signed by Lenny Quigley. Oh, that is nice, man. Scalps was terrible. Yeah, Scalps is pretty bad. Actually, I got it there because I was trying to collect them all, and eventually I'll get back to collecting them. But yeah, Scalps was pretty bad. I had fun with it, but it's not a good movie. But now, Don't Open Till Christmas. If you're going to get this movie, the only way to get this is through Mondo Macabre. I do have Alice, Sweet Alice, otherwise known as Communion. It had a few different names. Gory Corey, and I'm a huge fan of Alice, Sweet Alice. It creeps the crap out of me that I actually had it here put on with this one here to show you guys, but the cover creeped me out, so I put it back. But Alice, Sweet Alice, definitely Holy Terror. Yeah, there's another, that one had a bunch of titles. And I think Holy Terror is like the reverse cover on the 88 Films edition, because it only came out on DVD and 88 Films originally. I think they put it on Blu-ray afterwards. I think you got the bootleg. So, you know, so this is Mondo Macabre's edition. There's a bunch of special features on it, including a 1 hour long documentary on the making of the film. Has some pretty cool gore scenes in there. Some great stuff. Even got like a documentary on producer Dick Randall as well. So, yeah, if you get this one, watch it around Christmas. Or else. Yeah, the Carry-On films are amazing. If you guys haven't seen them, there are some fantastic, fantastic like British films. Like they had like afterwards when I bring these back, I'll take it a couple of my Carry-On sets to show you guys. It's kind of like body, like humor. Which are really fun. Don't feed after man. Gremlins. Are we talking Gremlins here? Gremlins is awesome. Next up is Black Christmas. Now I have the Canadian edition right here, and I am a very big fan of this edition. I love the cover artwork for this. So Black Christmas is a must. This is what I watch every Christmas Eve. And it reminds me why I fell in love with films in the first place. Features on this one, again, are amazing. Not as amazing as the Scream Factory, but still, it has a ton of Christmas films. How many Christmas-related films do I have? Definitely not over 100. Oh, they do. Carry-On films and the On the Buses were pretty good as well. Or the Doctor films. Don't forget the Doctor films. So, Black Christmas. Now for some pretty mainstream stuff before I get back into the into a few more, because I got a couple other things to show you guys there. If you don't have it, definitely pick it up, and it's a fun one, and it was a good release. It is Indiana Jones: The Complete Adventures. Now I do recommend, if you do pick this up and you don't have the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles as well, that's also definitely worth to pick up. It's a nice solid box release, super heavy. Would I be opposed to a CGI remake of Gremlins? I would prefer if they stayed with kind of like puppets, maybe put in a bit of stop motion. But but I wouldn't be opposed if it was done really well. But it has to be done really well. House of Blues was here actually, yes. If you're still here, give a shout out. House of Blues to reality. Indiana Jones Complete Chronicles, definitely worth picking up. Stop motion back. Got to do it right. You got to get the Ray Harryhausen style back. Of course, this is one that everybody has, but I thought, if you don't, I would mention it as well, and that is Alien Anthology. Great, great release. Fantastic edition of these films here, and I do recommend picking it up. There's a bunch of Alien ones, but I do like this set. And next up is an old classic, and definitely a Christmas favorite, and that would be The Exorcist. This is my favorite release of The Exorcist. There was I think it was a steelbook and a digibook that came out, but this is the one that I picked up, and I'm a big fan of that. You can't have Christmas without The Exorcist. Much like Black Christmas, it's one of those ones you gotta grab. This is one that I picked up next year. Oh. The DVD set. That's pretty much what this one here is, just like a Blu-ray edition of it. I'm not sure if there's a little bit more in there. I haven't seen Shocking Dark yet. Actually, I don't think I've seen it before. It's one that I want. I love Bruno Mattei. He's bad, but he's bad in a good way. Hey there, Benny. But if you like the classic horror, the cool stuff, definitely Hammer horror set. This 8-film collection is really, really good. Definitely. Do I have a non-boutique label? Yeah, I do actually. I have a few different ones. This is what you see in some here right now. So this Hammer set's actually really, really good. We got Brides of Dracula, which the best Dracula film. We got Curse the Werewolf, great film. Night Creatures, Phantom of the Opera, Paranoia, Kiss the Vampires is an amazing vampire film. Nightmare and the Evil of Frankenstein. So not a bad 8-pack, and this usually gets around, especially around Christmas time. They put it in the box sets as like Hammer time. Stop. Super cheap and super fun. Now let's talk grindhouse. Here's a couple that I think everybody should have in their collection. And if I was going to put a third one here, I didn't bring it over, but there's one called The Swimmer with Burt Lancaster, which is really good. That gets overlooked all the time, and I think it definitely should. Yeah, that's the thing with Australia, right? We're such a different time zone too. But also, I drink your blood, and of course, I eat your skin, right? And not only that, but it also has the Blue Sextet, which is a long-lost X-rated film. The Extreme King. My channel has gone completely like live, and that was an honest decision to make, to try and bring something different to YouTube. Coaster test. I like how you say that. It's not that bad. Come on, it's pretty bad. It's not that. But Drink Your Blood, definitely one worth picking up, man. This is a fantastic release, and look how they put this together. Just look at the features and stuff. Man, honestly, it's not. When I did like editing, I didn't do a lot, but I would go gonzo. But live is so much, for me, it was so much harder. I could stop a camera. I could go upstairs if I made a mistake, if I forgot a name. It took me a lot of time to actually get to the point where I didn't feel like I was screwing up at every second. But for me, I find live to be much more personable. That's why I do it. Pieces. Yes, I will always show Pieces because get this movie. If you don't have this, get this. And I know like there's narrow edition on DVD and stuff like that, and there's other editions. The Grindhouse release of Pieces, it was so good. They put so much work into this. We got a 4K transfer here. Fantastic stuff on this. 2 cuts of the film. Just incredible, super fun movie. Yeah, like you can't, like when I film the name, when I make a mistake, it's just as is. It's like live TV back in the day. And thanks a lot, because I really didn't know. I was feeling like I was stagnating, and I wanted to do something different, something unique. But mostly, I was reading a lot of my comments, and I started to do like a kind of a comment like reply thing on my videos. And I thought, wouldn't it be neat if everybody could talk to everybody else, and do it like that. Mine didn't have the jigsaw puzzle. I'm so bummed about that. So bummed that I went and hacked somebody up and hid in the closet. No, but Pieces is a great release. It really, really is. Not a boutique release, but this is one that if you don't have it, it does come on sale every once in a while, and I do recommend this. It is a great set, and of course it is the Alfred Hitchcock, the Masterpiece Collection set. This is awesome. I'm a huge Hitchcock fan, and I think this, it definitely belongs. Hey, Thrash Fingers, in everybody's collection. If you like Hitchcock at all, if you're like into, and it is a good cross section of Hitchcock's work. Nice with Professor Pin. That sounds, I'm not sure. That sounds like I should be wearing like a robe and smoking a pipe or something like that. But yeah, we'll go with that. So I got a couple others here that I really wanted to mention. And oh, there's actually another Scream Factory here, one more. And that is one that people, Region 1, which one? The Pieces one? Oh, the Alfred Hitchcock one. The Alfred Hitchcock one this one is Region 1, I think, but I do think this was done. There's also a Region 2 release of this one as well. I'm pretty sure. So you should be able to get this here set in Region 1 or Region 2. Oh no, this one here has, how many? It was got Shadow of a Doubt. I didn't get the Ingmar Bergman one this year, but I do really want it. Rope, Rear Window, Trouble with Harry, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, The Birds, Marnie, Torn Curtain, Topaz, Frenzy, highly underrated by the way. And the last but not least, of course, is Family Plot. So quite a few. Oh, Fry Laurie's going. Oh, see you later. And I love that name, by the way, because my oldest is a huge Fry Laurie fan. Are the hours region free? That's neat to know. I didn't know that actually. My favorite Hitchcock film of all time is Shadow of a Doubt. If Shadow of a Doubt, for sure. Oh my God. I'll get back to you on the other two later on. I would have to go through it. Frenzy is definitely up there in my top list. It really is. It's not what most people would have. Shadow of a Doubt I loved. Frenzy I loved. I'm not sure if it's Saboteur or Sabotage. But there's a lot of Hitchcock. It's really hard for me on that one. Amityville Horror Trilogy. This one seems to keep passing people by. And it's a real shame because this is a really good set. And you get to see Amityville in 3D. I actually should, now that I got PlayStation VR, I should probably watch Amityville 3D on my PSVR headset, shouldn't I? So there you go, Amityville Horror Trilogy. People keep forgetting this one, but it is fantastic. And it is still out there. Now, I wanted to talk about some of these. So these are just some cool releases. First, some Vestrons. Oh, and I'll do this in order that they came out. Finale in the Windmill. That's the Possession. I love Possession too. That is the best one in the franchise in my humble opinion, my not so humble opinion. I hate saying my humble opinion because my opinion is not humble. So first off is the Waxworks double feature. Now I heard that in the UK they only got one of the films or something like that, but Waxworks and Waxworks 2 definitely. Now Vestron are going to keep going. They're pricey, but they've been doing pretty well with their stuff. And I think we're going to start seeing, like at least you in the US, the people in the US are going to start seeing a drop in some of the Vestron titles, like we saw with like Maximum Overdrive and stuff like that. But we're going to still see some pretty pricey ones there. Foreign Correspondent, yeah, it is Foreign Correspondent. Thank you. I was trying to remember that. You going to the UK soon? I love the UK. That's one of my favorite places. London is one of my favorite places to go. I'd live there if I could. Yeah, they do definitely take their time, but they put out some good releases. Return of the Living Dead 3, I think this is obviously one that a lot of people here is going to have. 30 a piece, right? That's actually cheap compared to what they are here sometimes, you know. They can reach like $40 or $50 here. For like a single release, not for like a set or anything like that. The Gate, if you've got a younger horror fan in your life, if you got a kid and you want to introduce them into horror, definitely pick up The Gate. It is a really good, like, pardon the pun, gateway horror film. And it's definitely a strong contender. If you've not seen this, pick it up. Yeah, and they dropped the price to get rid of the slipcovers. And this is my most recent one, and I love Maximum Overdrive. So there we go. Are you guys like talking about streaming on a physical media collecting channel? Are you doing that? No, that's okay. I talked about streaming on here before. I do prefer the physical media, but I also have my streaming services. Shudder and Amazon Prime are two of the best out there right now. Now that being said, streaming is getting expensive as well. They just recently upped the price here in Canada for Netflix. They're traveling. I'm a traveling addict. I don't get to do as much now. The Hunger. One of my favorite, my only Warner Archives Blu-ray release, and I actually searched out this one. Loved this movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out The Hunger. It's a good release. It actually has a commentary with Susan Sarandon and the director Tony Scott on here as well. This is the one Draft House that I got a couple of Draft House, but I wanted to mention this one here. Did you do that in like Mark Wahlberg style? Is Miss 45. Miss 45 is a fantastic film, and this is a rape revenge one that doesn't like it's not as like doesn't seem, and I hate to say exploitive. I don't think the others were exploitive, but it doesn't. It's more subdued, I guess, like in a way. I like this film. I think that the star of this was amazing, and if you've never seen Miss 45, yeah, definitely pick it up. Super stoked to have this one in my collection. I hope that one of these days I'll be able to get the other two that I want. What's that? And that is Cat o' Nine Tails. Ah, Zoe Lund, right on. But yeah, definitely Argento. I'm a huge Argento fan. So a couple of big sets that I wanted to throw in there as well. Hey, kitty cat. My cat Scaredy's down here. So people that like Criterion. Oh, nice. Savage Streets is a fantastic film, John Steele. It's a favorite of mine. And not just because of Linda Blair, but John Vernon rocks in that movie. I love John Vernon. This Canadian actor. You see him in a lot of stuff. He plays the principal in that film. And he's got like the best lines of that entire film. John Vernon I'm a huge John Vernon fan. And Linda Blair is gorgeous. I do actually. I am interested in seeing the Suspiria remake. I don't expect it to be as good as the original Suspiria. I don't need it to be. I need it to be its own thing, baby. Yeah. What the hell? That's not even an accent. I'm not even sure what that is. But no, actually, I'm very interested in seeing how they do it. Yes. The Jacques Demy set. This is one of Criterion's best sets that ever. Yes, I know. Freaky, isn't it? Oh, Point Blank, 1967, right on. So if you don't have the Jacques Demy set, this is a great set. Charlene or Elvis? I'm named after Elvis. You know that, right? My parents were huge Elvis fans. My dad was a musician, and Elvis Aaron Presley. Aaron, that's where it came from. Luckily, they did not name me Elvis. They just took the Aaron part. So, small miracles. Definitely a really good set. Really an after Elvis too? So did you get the Elvis part? Jacques Demy, pick this up if you don't have it. It is a great Criterion set. Amazing films on here. We got Lola, Bay of Angels, Umbrellas of Cherbourg, The Young Girls of Rochefort, Donkey Skin, and Un Chambre en Ville. I did it really bad. Because of your name, because, oh. Maybe because you saw a lot of them around Christmas time, because that could have happened. You got him to Elvis once? Well, you could be named Aaron. I'm named Aaron literally because of Elvis. Also, great set, the Zariichi set from Criterion. Fantastic, beautifully done, wonderful set. It's got a great hardcover book in there as well. Very fun films to watch. I don't suggest marathoning them because it is a formula thing. It's like marathoning like a lot of James Bond. After a while, you're gonna realize, oh, there's a formula here. Hey, Brian, how's it going? I'm actually doing one here with some different stuff. So be sure to check back at the beginning of this as well because I did some really cool stuff. Brian here has done a really cool comprehensive list for this year's releases from all the different companies, and I did mention it in here yesterday. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure that you do check that out. I also did like didn't your latest episode, I haven't got to listen to it yet, just to this, aren't you talking about like holiday kind of shopping there as well? So the Zariichi set, guys, definitely if you don't have this one here, it is a great like samurai set and a really fun one. So I wanted to put in something kind of fun from Arrow that came out last year and that I think is still available. At least it's not that expensive to get even on eBay, I think, and that is the great Herschel Gordon Lewis feast set. So if, for instance, some of your classier friends, hey Brian, got to the Ingmar Bergman set and you're not getting it this year and you feel kind of sad, you can at least hug your gigantic box set of Herschel Gordon Lewis classics with some great stuff. I mean, it comes with 2 volumes. Black Friday Shopping. Yeah, that's the one I want to see. We'll say one I want to listen to. So we got like Volume 1 and Volume 2. So Volume 1 is the 1963 to 1967 for Herschel Gordon Lewis, and Volume 2 goes from 1968 to 1972. The Herschel Gordon Lewis annual is fantastic. I love that it has like a, you know, cut this out mask of Herschel Gordon Lewis there. It is an incredible set. What really, really makes this is once you pick this up, one of the first things that you need to do is you got to watch the documentary, because it will get you so pumped for watching the rest of these films. Nothing else is going to get you as pumped as this documentary. And Indicator did a great thing with their William Castle set of putting in that amazing William Castle documentary on the first Indicator set, which I heard about from listening to Just the Discs. That will make you really want to watch every William Castle film that's out there. And that being said, Indicator is the company that I wanted to talk about for Christmas. That is a really good company to grab somebody for Christmas. And I'm going to go over there in a second. I'm going to grab my box set. Fire Stick. I just got my dad a Fire Stick for Christmas, actually. So the set here, I'll take it out here just really slowly and show you guys. Not really slowly, really quickly. So this is the annual. Great stuff on here. We got comic books. We got how to make a doll. Actually, it's a paper doll. And we got a bunch of gore and stuff like that. So give me a second. I'll go grab my Indicator sets that I got there. So I'm going to show you guys all the Indicator sets that I got, because there's not an Indicator set that I got here that I don't think will be something that you guys wouldn't be interested in at least checking out. So bear with me for a minute. I'll be right back, because as you can see right behind me, I got all the Indicator sets right there. And one of them, if it's still available, I'll tell you one thing, the tweeted is pretty low. Oh, Night of the Demons is upstairs. Night of the Demons is a must. If you do not have Night of the Demons, grab Night of the Demons for Christmas. It is, and Brian was right when he called it before it came out, that it was going to be one of the sets of this year of 2018. And I haven't done my list yet for the best releases of 2018, but Night of the Demons will definitely be on that list. So 30% off is actually not bad. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go right over there and I'm going to pick up some sets. Told you I'd be right back. Try to keep my promises on my channel. So, I'm going to put them down here, and I'm going to pick them up slowly one at a time. So, Indicator recently announced that, oh, thank you, that this set here is becoming unavailable. If you don't have the Sinbad trilogy, this is the set that got me addicted to Indicator releases. This is the set that made me say, I want to get every single one of Indicator's box sets. They really put a lot of work into them. So when you, as you see, they'll put your limited edition number on this here. Now you can also, like, you can take this, fold it up, and put it on the inside. They had 4 left this afternoon. Oh, I do apologize, but if it's any are available and you're there, definitely grab it. Like these are the covers. I gotta make sure is this okay? No, this is coming loose. I want to make sure that doesn't happen. So 7 Voyages of Sinbad. Your friend lent you the arrow. Oh man, I gotta get that. That female scorpion set I really want bad. The Golden Voyage. And of course, Sinbad in the Eye of the Tiger. Now my better half had not seen this movie. She thought she'd seen it, but she hadn't seen it before we got the set. So she got to experience a Sinbad movie that she hadn't seen for the first time. And I can tell you straight up right now, there is no bigger fan of Ray Harryhausen and Sinbad than my better half. She was the one that pulled the trigger on this one here, and I'm actually so glad that she did. I'm not sure what just happened. It's probably good that I'm not actually. Ray Harryhausen, Volume 1, definitely worth picking up. She's pretty awesome, and she gets me some awesome stuff too. So I got to say, so this has It Came From Beneath the Sea. We have 20 Million Miles to Earth. And we have The Three Worlds of Gulliver. So again, and just to show you like the artwork on this, it is incredible. Sinbad set is called the Sinbad Trilogy. I'm trying to see if Indicator has any. If not, try Amazon.co.uk. That's where I got it from. Hey Jace, how's it going? People asked about when our streams are coming out, and I said we're probably going to be doing them in like the in the early, well, kind of mid December. So hopefully we'll be able to get that all straightened away, so we can do like our Western stream and our Bond stream. If something drama related happened, I was kind of getting stuff, so I don't know. I do apologize if something like that happened on the stream, but we try to keep this about movies. So, Volume 2. This is the last final of the Harryhausens. Again, let's look at the work that he put into this. It is just incredible. Oh, I definitely will let you know on Instagram. Right now, I know the dates that she's leaving are from the 9th to the 19th. I just got to find out what days that I'm going to be off, or days when we're both kind of like in the right like time zone at the right time. But yeah, again, it has some great films on here. We got like First Man on the Moon, Jason and the Argonauts, which is one of my favorites. It is like the detail that he put in here. I'll just like whip this out really quickly. We looked at the like Mysterious Island. Look at that. Look at the artwork on that. Like this is actual artwork. This is really great stuff. And Jason and the Argonauts again, and of course, has like just on the cover, First Man on the Moon. And he put some insane work into this. Every one of these like Harryhausen boxes had these 80-page booklets as well. Well, 80 pages is a book really when you think about it. Whoa. Next up are broke dogs. I know how you feel, man. I'm behind on the Indicator sets. There are Indicator sets that are out that I don't have, and I'm just about to share the Hammer ones. But before I do, I've got to mention that the Bud Boddicker set, that's incredible. The Samuel Fuller set, there's a episode of Just the Discs that talks about the Samuel Fuller set. I think there's one on the Boddicker set as well, but I know for sure, I remember the one on the Samuel Fuller set was fantastic. So guys, if you're even thinking about it, listen to that episode of Just the Discs, because it is great. Now, the Hammer stuff. So I'm going to take the thing off. So here we got the first volume, and the Hammer sets are neat because they have 4 films on each one, where those had 3. So this is the Hammer set. I love the artwork without like any type of just the art. You know, it's like unmirrored. So this one has, you know, They're all numbered. Shot Quarter is a fantastic film. That's one's put up by Scream Factory, actually. Not Scream. Criterion, actually. That's what it was. See, I listen to a lot of your stuff, man. So when you guest on stuff and you and Stephanie guest on stuff, I usually end up like getting them those as well. Oh, it's really good, and Pure Cinema as well. Pure Cinema, the stuff you guys put in, the work you guys put into just this and Pure Cinema is incredible. So this has 4 fantastic films in my opinion. My favorite is actually, there's a lot of good ones, but I just really like Maniac. I'm a big Kern Matthews fan. They're definitely not. I mean, like they'll say, yes, they're the same, many of the same movies, but the transfers and features are on another level. Now, some people like my dad, but I want to say that because he has the Mill Creek sets. But these are 80 Criterions. I remember that, man. I remember that. That was epic. I was super jealous at the time too, just so you know. So Maniac's fantastic film. Really, really well done. We got the Gorgon on here. If you like the old school monster stuff. That's before you moved, right? Because you moved after that, right? Didn't you? Curse the Mummy's Tomb. I'm getting to that. So, and of course, Fanatic with the beautiful Stephanie Powers. I have to thank Brian and Jessica actually for tweeting out my my last video that I did. I really, really do appreciate that. Whenever anybody tweets out one of my videos, it very rarely happens, but Brian has done it on a few of my videos, and it super means a lot to me. Wasn't that when you got your taxes back, House of Blues, and like you decided to use it to get like 80 Criterions? You too. This one, thank you. See, Brian does the right thing in tweeting at my video. It's so weird. I remember all that way. So we got 4 here. Murdersville. Just mentioned Cash on Demand. Fantastic film. Great role for Peter Cushing. First Treatment. Never Take Sweets from a Stranger is a really good film. And The Snorkel was one that my dad used to talk about all the freaking time. He used to say, "Man, there's this one." Yes, hints. Yeah, hints. Slight hints. The Snorkel. So, my dad, when I was a kid, Dad would talk about this movie constantly. He said, "There's this movie that Hammer did, and it was this guy, and he dressed up in this wetsuit and killed." Shockwaves. Oh yeah, I love Shockwaves. I got it over there actually. I would like to see a new edition of Shockwaves come out. Well, dude, that was an amazing haul. Obviously, I had never forgot it, and I actually ended up on that was the start of my live streaming, like back in the early days when it was on your streams. You remember when you went over to, was it Hawaii, and then you had like the horrible like weather and stuff like that happened around that time? See, I don't forget this stuff. I remember this stuff. It's weird. My mind is a steel trap for some things, and other things I'm gonna forget tomorrow. So this is the third, and this is my favorite of the Hammer releases. Now, a lot of people find Volume 2 best because it has like such a solid one. Original Gangsta, yeah. But we were early on with the streaming. I just wanted to take it I wanted to go next level, man. Go live, go pure live, and uncut. But no, this one's fantastic here. So, in case you're wondering who this is, it's Christopher Lee. So, yeah, there's some great ones on here though. Like, actually, it's the character that he played before Fu Manchu. It's in this movie right here, Terror of the Tongs. This is before his Fu Manchu years. And this is actually really good. I love these kind of like these, in the UK and over here in in Canada, especially, you would call the boy adventures, where basically there'd be the boy adventures and the girl adventures. You haven't watched any? This is actually really fun. I actually really did like this one. I actually liked all these Strangers of Bombay. I thought was really cool, as well. A lot of the oh yeah, he played Fu Manchu around like in a few movies, and some good ones and some Jess Franco ones as well. But no, he did there's actually a Fu Manchu box set out there. I think Blue Underground or something. But Roger Delgado, the Master. You can't forget the Master, and he is in this too. Definitely. Yesterday's Enemy. They did some good stuff with war films as well, and of course the Camp on Blood Island, great film there as well. So there you go. That's the Criterion level the work they put into this box sets put out by Indicator. It's a Japanese soldier. that is true. It's a different time period, but definitely those. Yeah, the war films are actually pretty good. I actually was really surprised. Tell me what you think of them, Brian, when you watch them. But I actually enjoyed them. That's it, the last one. That is the Hammer Volume 3 Blood and Terror set from Indicator. It's available to get right now on the Indicator website. Indicator. Yeah, want to send me some stuff? But definitely grab this one. It's really the Hammer sets, like in general. There's going to be, like I heard, there's going to be one, maybe two more of those sets coming out. So if you haven't picked up the Indicator Hammer sets, now's a good time to grab some of the Indicator sets while they still they're still available, before they start bringing out a bunch more again, and then you get cut and stuck behind so far. Like right now, I got the William Castle set, the Bud Boddicker set, and the Samuel Fuller set to get. So I'm like 3 behind, but that's not too much. But another couple comes out, and then I'm really trying to catch up, and it gets more pricey. So if you can grab them when you, yeah, actually I think David Sterling is in Camp on Blood Island. I'll check for you. Yeah, 5 is confirmed, right? Umbrella Sherberg, that is a fantastic film. Let's see, who is it? Camp on Blood Island has Carl Moner, Andrew Morel, of course, Edward Underwood. I don't see David Sterling. Maybe he is. Maybe he's directed it. Maybe no. Val Guest directed that one. Michael Karras wrote it. Now, did this one have? Yeah, I actually like that. I like Yesterday's Enemy a lot too. You just picked up 5 Tall Tales. I really want that. I was originally gonna get like some Indicator stuff for Christmas, but again, postal strike. But there we go. At 77 minutes, guys. You guys rock. This has been one of my favorite streams that I've done in a while. I am headed upstairs to finally eat. I actually went to work today. Yes, they actually just recently had a sale. I missed out on it because they had a kind of like a Black Friday sale. And they had like 2 pages of stuff, and all these sets here. See these here? These usually run like maybe like 34, like 44 pounds, something like that, 42, sometimes 39. These run for like 26 pounds each during the sale. But guys, again, I gotta eat food. I'm so hungry right now, but I decided to come down and make this here before I even ate. I just literally came home, went upstairs, checked on my better half. We just went to bed. Well, thank you guys so much. You guys have made this awesome, like super awesome. I am Aaron. Thank you for joining me in the movie library. You guys are the movie club. Jace will definitely talk soon because we're gonna get the stream stuff done. By the way, guys, if you have not checked out, again, one more time, if you haven't checked out Brian's podcast, Just This and Pure Cinema, check it out. And if you are in the area to go to the New Beverly, make sure you do so. I am Aaron. This has been the Movie Club. You are, oh no, this is the movie library. This is the movie club, which is all of you, and all of you are freaking fantastic. Have a great evening, guys.